we think about international business, we usually imagine global brands, factories, and profits. But what many people don't realize is that politics can also decide whether a business can survive or not. A single political decision made by a country can affect the factories, their workers, and even the consumers in another country. Today, I will discuss a recent geopolitical issue that happened in East Asia, which involved China and Japan, and how it affects international business. According to a Reuters article, China recently imposed export restrictions on certain dual-use items to Japan. Dual-use items are materials that can be used for both civilian and military purposes. One key item involved is rare earth minerals, which are extremely important for industries like electric vehicles, semiconductors, and advanced technology. The problem is that Japan relies heavily on China. Around 60% of Japan's rare earth supplies comes from China. This restriction happened after the remarks made by the Japanese Prime Minister regarding Taiwan, which China views as politically sensitive. As a result, what started as a political issue quickly turned into an economic and business problem. This issue is closely related to a chapter that I have learned in MGT361 International Business, which is the Chapter 2 Political and Legal Forces Environment, which discusses the political and legal environment in international business. In this chapter, we learn that government actions, laws, and political tension can increase business risk. In this case, companies such as Toyota and also Mitsubishi could face supply disruptions even though they are not directly involved in the conflicts. So, the next question is, why did this issue happen in the first place? What could possibly be the trigger of this conflict? So, there are four main factors behind this geopolitical conflict. The first one is political tension. The issue started when the Japanese Prime Minister made remarks about Taiwan and said that a possible Chinese attack could threaten Japan's security. Because China considers Taiwan as part of its territory, these remarks were seen as very sensitive and very provocative. This shows how political statements alone can trigger serious international consequences. The second factor is China's export control law. China has a policy that allows it to restrict dual-use items, which are goods that can be used for both civilian and military purposes. By using this law, China legally justifies its ban of the export to Japan, especially items that could threaten Japan's military capability. Another factor is the strategic importance of rare earth minerals. These materials are crucial for producing electric vehicles, hybrid engines, semiconductors, and also advanced technologies. Since Japan depends heavily on China for these resources, this restriction puts Japan in a vulnerable position. And the last one, this is not a new issue. In 2010, China also restricted rare earth export during a dispute with Japan. This history shows that China has used resource control before as a strategic tool in geopolitical conflicts. Now, let's look at how these issues affect different areas, especially in international business contexts. In terms of economic, the impact is significant. According to the article, a 3-month export ban could cost Japan around 660 billion yen and reduce its GDP by 0.11%. If the ban continues longer, the economic damage would be even more serious. From a business perspective, companies in the automotive and technology sectors are the most affected. Supply chain disruptions may cause production to delays, which can cause higher costs and also reduce output. This clearly shows how geopolitical risks can directly disrupt international business operations. In terms of social, supply disruption can lead to employment risks and higher prices for consumers. If companies struggle to maintain production, workers may face job insecurity, and also consumers may pay more for final products. In terms of political and also culture, the issue increases tension between China and Japan. Cultural exchanges and bilateral events have already been cancelled, which weakens the long-term relationship between the two countries. Next, we will look at what is the possible solution that could be recommended to address this geopolitical conflict. The first solution, companies must assess political risk before importing key materials. Relying heavily on one country without considering the geopolitical factors can be very dangerous. Second, governments should use diplomatic negotiation to reduce conflicts before they escalate into trade restrictions. Next one, businesses should diversify their supply chains. By sourcing materials from multiple countries, companies can reduce the dependency and increase the resilience. And the last one, firms must comply with international trade laws and prepare contingency plans. Being legally prepared helps the business to respond faster when geopolitical risks arise. To conclude, the geopolitical conflict between China and Japan clearly demonstrates how political tensions can directly disrupt the international business activities. From export restrictions to supply chain disruptions and economic losses, this issue highlights the strong connection between the politics, the trade, and also the global markets. Therefore, businesses and governments must not only focus on profits, but also understand the geopolitical risks, diversify the supply chains, and strengthen the diplomatic efforts. In an increasingly interconnected world, the ability to manage geopolitical challenges is essential for sustainable international business success.